Let's go with Mark Cavalli, The Athletic.
Hey Cam, how you doing?
How you doing, Mark?
Pretty good. Hey, I'm sure you want to do what's best for the team, and playing multiple positions does that. But can it get frustrating at times, being that jack of all trade guys, when you're sure, when obviously you believe you're more than that?
Well, Mark, definitely, obviously, being a competitor and wanting to be a consistent player out on the field. I wouldn't say it gets frustrating, but I guess you could say the way you approach it, just not having any care about, just going out there and making plays and just helping the defense. I think that's the biggest thing that keeps that frustration, or, just whatever, feeling a way about anything to a minimum. And just knowing that being able to move around, guy being able to play, multiple positions in secondary, just having more ways of creating opportunities to get the ball back for our offense.
Great. Joe Rudder, Trib.
Playing so much now in the sub and in different spots, how much do you think you've developed in the time you've been with the Steelers? When you
Definitely a lot. I've had a great group of secondary guys, let alone secondary coaches, and just guys around the defense who have been able to transfer a lot of knowledge to me, whether it's playing outside, whether it's playing inside, whether dime or nickel, and obviously from the safety aspect, the great safeties that we have now, we've had since I've been here. I've learned a lot from the guys that I've been around. That's really humbled me, and like I said, being able to create opportunities for myself and kind of pave my own way. And I think that's the biggest thing for me. Guys are all brothers and play together, and we're not selfish, because we all know it's for a bigger cause. So.
Brooke Pryor, ESPN.
Hey Cam, last night we saw Mike Tomlin's message while you guys stood unified behind him. And this morning we've talked to some of your teammates about social justice and the things that you're doing as a team. And I was just wondering, what are some of the committees that you're involved in, that the team has formed this offseason, and what's your role kind of been with that?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So, with piggybacking off of Mike T yesterday, you talk about emotional speaker, our leader, who is setting the standard, setting the tone for the great group of guys, and just us as an organization. And we're standing together in unity. We're fighting a good fight, and it's a time now more than ever to express, be involved and make change. And that's the biggest thing for us. And we have a social justice reform group that we have, that I'm a part of. A lot of guys are a part of that group. We just had a seminar yesterday or the day before yesterday about voting, the history of voting, and getting guys registered for voting. So we're doing a couple different things, of getting everybody on the same page, and like I said, doing our part.
All right, just a reminder one more time to raise your hand if you want to ask a question. Teresa Varley, Steelers Media Production.
Hey Cam, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Good. Hey, one of the things that has been mentioned about you over this past week, different people talking about you, is your smarts, your football intelligence. How much does that feel good hearing everybody sees that, but also how valuable a part of your game is that?
It feels really good to hear that, just obviously the work that I put in, just seeing it, the back end of that, just a lot of time in the film room, a lot of time of studying offenses, concepts, formations, patterns, all the ins and outs that give a player a competitive advantage out on the field. I've really partaken in that role, and that's expanded my knowledge of the game, let alone put myself and my teammates in good situations to make plays on the ball. And that's it. That's what it's all about. A collective. I'm not a guy that's saying that I know everything out there on the field. And obviously a lot of guys aren't just knowledgeable of everything. And that's a great time for us to all meet together. We do a lot of meeting together and just talking ball. And that's what brings us. That's why we're such a tight knit group. We love ball. We love this game, and we do anything for each other. So just being able to give a little bit of knowledge to a guy, or receive some knowledge from someone, it's definitely molding my game. So.
Hugh Ringer.
Cam, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Good. Cam, you probably are well aware that in many sports, in addition to football, utility players have great value.
Yes, sir.
Now, as you look at yourself, first of all, is there one particular position that you play that is your favorite? And do you feel that we should call you certainly not a jack of all trades and a master of none, but maybe a jack of all trades, master of all?
I wouldn't say that yet. I'm still in the continued process of, achieving that. But I really appreciate that. The biggest thing for me, like I said before, is just, like you said, just honing in on those different positions and skills, and being able to use that versatility to make plays. Anywhere in the secondary, I feel right now I'm really comfortable with, whether it's outside, whether it's playing inside, moving around, setting up matchups, whatever it is, just to give ourselves, keep ourselves ahead on the defense and never, put ourselves in bad scenarios out there on the field. And I think that's where I've expanded a lot more in the defense, of just having that freedom of, taking away mismatches, or, putting guys in good spots to still be productive throughout the defense, and then still in the scheme of the defense. So that's just something that we're continuous working on, continue to get better at, and looking to put out there on game day.
Chris Adamski, Trim.
Hey Cam, I'm sure you're genuine and you mean it. You'll say that you want to do what's best for the team, and you want to help the team win and make plays and everything. But are going to be a free agent coming up this year. Is there a pressure, from externally, from your agent, or from, just inside, even that, it is a business, you have a future, that, being at a certain spot might, make you more valuable on the market and everything, whether it be the Steelers or whoever else come the spring? Is there sort of a desire to
Not at all. That's something that will be handled when the time is present for that. That's our focus right now is getting ready for week 1. And, God will, take care of that when it's time. And, that's kind of just leave that's where it's at, because, right now we're worried about New York Giants. So I think that's our focus.
All right. Last question for Mark Cabali, The Athletic. Follow-up.
One more, Cam. Just an overall football question here. A lot of teams go into 2 tight end sets recently. As a defender, and especially in your position, what makes that so difficult to defend? Is it just because you basically have to be basic, or is it more than that?
Well, you're talking about a variety of style of offense, as you can see throughout the over course of the years, and, just week in, week out, offenses are expanding. Guys are getting more athletic, guys are getting more flexible. You're able to move tight ends and flex them out as receivers. You have, blocking tight ends that can block in and make plays down the field. So, that's something that obviously we're preparing for, as well as a lot of other schemes that happen throughout the course of the season, let alone throughout the division and teams that we play throughout the year. And just with a 2 tight end set, like I said, it gives a lot of teams flexibility. You can run the ball in 2 tight end sets, you can play pass, you could create matchups inside, or bigger bodies outside, you put them at the 1. So, it's just different things that, you have to detail going into situations like that, to kind of try to limit guys who are explosive, with the ball as well as without the ball.